If you are anything like me, it may actually be easier to work hard than to relax. But spoiler, you cannot keep pushing without resting unless your goal is burnout. Even for us high achievers, there's hope. In this video, I'm going to uncover my own self-care routine that even the busiest freelancers can make time for. Not only will you have regular practices to keep you at your best self, but if you stick around until the end, you'll learn how you can get my free Mama Guide to Freelancing to help you jumpstart your virtual business the right way. Hey there, my name is Lauren Golden. I am here with a new episode of Free Mama TV, showing moms like you how to start and run a successful freelancing business from home. My mission is to make sure that no mother has to choose between family and financial stability. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. We drop new ones here every single Tuesday. Yes, it is possible to knock out client work and hit your goals while simultaneously improving your health and caring for your well-being. Are you a mom looking for self-care tips that fit into your busy family and business life? Well, you have come to the right place. You know that sleep, nutrition, and exercise are important, but how do you fit it all in? The truth is, you cannot afford not to. Not only can self-care prevent illness, but it actually will boost productivity, helping you reach your goals faster. In other words, you will be better at what you do when you take the time to take care of yourself instead of sacrificing your self-care. But before we dive in, let me know down in the comments below, what is your favorite self-care activity? How often do you actually indulge in it? Let me know. Okay, let's get started by defining what self-care actually is. The World Health Organization defines self-care as the ability of individuals to promote health, prevent disease, maintain health, and to cope with illness and disability with or without the support of a healthcare provider. Wowza, that is a mouthful. Clearly, self-care is important to your physical and mental well-being, but put more simply, I would break this down into how you treat your whole self, your mind, your body, and your soul. So let's start by talking about your mind. How are you feeding your need for progress and learning and personal growth? Do you give yourself time to rest and let your mind wander, or are you plugged into technology 24/7, trying to fill every minute with conversation, distraction, or entertainment? Part of taking care of your mind is not exhausting it all the time. There are three components that have been essential for a healthy mind in my own life. The first is stillness, which could happen in meditation or yoga or even journaling. For years, I had business coaches telling me I had to meditate daily. It felt so impossible for where I was at in life. Visualization isn't really the way my brain operates, and my body would get more anxious attempting to sit still. While I've never really loved writing, I've tried journaling from time to time and love notebooks with prompts like this one that I found off Amazon or this one right here. We'll link to these down below in case that is something helpful for you to get started with your mindset work. But personally, I found my stillness sweet spot in yoga. My body moves, my breath is the guide, and my worries about the past and anxiety about the future literally melt away, and I become completely absorbed in the present. The key is to figure out which of these mindful practices will work for you and then practice it consistently. The second component of mind health is focus. Social media, smartphones, technology in general have made our attention spans nearly obsolete. Practicing deep focused work is important for keeping our minds sharp and allowing us to complete big projects that would otherwise feel very overwhelming. Now, I use time blocking within my Google Calendar on a daily basis to keep me on track with projects and use physical boundaries like leaving my phone in another room, or time boundaries like limiting my social media access to a certain number of minutes a day, all to protect this focused work time. The last one is mindset. Now, if you're not familiar to talking about mindset, we're simply talking about the set of beliefs and attitudes that each one of us carries with us that significantly impacts our decisions and therefore our actions and our experiences. You may have heard people talk about money mindset, for example, which would be your attitude towards money. Is it good, bad, evil? We make all these stories up usually in childhood. In Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, she explains that there are people with a fixed mindset, those that believe you are how you are and you can't change. And then there are those with a growth mindset, those who believe abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. I've invested in working with mindset coaches for the past 4 years and can easily say that I am not the same person I was before. Many of my beliefs have changed significantly through this work, and challenging existing thought patterns is a big part of what led to my own business success as well. All right, let's move on to your physical health. This can really be summarized by what you feed your body, how you move your body, and how you rest your body. Are you getting proper nutrition? Do you do cardio to get your lungs pumping? Do you challenge your muscles with strength training? How long do you sit at a desk every day? How many hours of sleep are you actually getting at night? As you can see, self-care is so much more than pedicures and massages, although we do love those too. We're going to dive into my entire self-care routine in a minute, but first, we have to cover your soul. How is your soul? I thought I was nailing this whole self-care thing because I sleep 8 to 9 hours at night. I go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. I eat pretty well, and I see a mindset coach, and I like to read lots of books. So I had to ask myself, why was I still struggling so much? And it turns out taking care of my soul has hands down been the hardest part of my own self-care journey. I've moved around the country and don't live near my closest friends, and realized how deeply important these in-person connections were to my soul. And so girls' trips have become a non-negotiable for me this year. When we relocated during the pandemic, I did not prioritize finding a new faith family, and it all caught up to me as well. And while I am a massive fan of business and mindset coaching, it wasn't helping me with healing some of the past pain that was weighing on my heart and some of the current family struggles we are facing. So I introduced therapy into my routine too. So when do we need self-care? If you're like most of the moms I work with, you probably feel guilty when you take time to do something for yourself. But how do you feel when you never fill your cup? Probably not so great. I always say, give yourself what you need before you need it. It's so much harder when we wait until we're in massive distress to finally prioritize our self-care. Now, I'm not perfect at this, but I think it could be super helpful to share with you how I manage self-care with being a mom and running a business. So without further ado, here is my own self-care routine. Every single day, yes, 365 days out of the year, I try for my body to every day pay attention to the sleep that I get, my skincare routine in the morning and at night. That means not being lazy and not washing my face, my eating habits. I take supplements to make sure I'm getting proper nutrition, and I sneak vegetables into as many meals as I can. I am not a fan of fad or elimination diets, and I have a sweet tooth. So for me, it's about adding more of the good stuff to make sure that I'm taking care of my body. Lastly, and much to my husband's frustration, I carry waters with me everywhere. I take them to restaurants, around the house, friends' houses, pretty much all the time. If it's on me, I'll drink more of it. So find a good water bottle, stay hydrated. We also have a big dog who needs walking. So even on non-gym days, I'm walking about a mile or so. And I also got a standing desk to make sure I wasn't sitting for too many hours at my computer. Each of these are just little changes or tweaks that shouldn't take a ton of time or effort on your part. You just need the visual reminders to do better for your body. For my mind on a daily basis, I practice a foreign language, if only for 5 minutes, and I make the app super obvious on my home screen. I use Duolingo. My husband is also on it, and it's kind of got this competitive nature where you can like be rewarded for your daily streaks. And it's just something I can do to make sure I'm always learning. I also like to leave a book by my pillow so that I read it before bed instead of being tempted to scroll on my phone. And lastly, these little books that I showed you earlier, I also keep these right by my nightstand where we do watch TV at night, so that there's always the visual reminder to take the time to do this reflection on a daily basis. Okay, so many times a week can be defined as maybe 3 to 5 times a week. I try to do these things. I hit the gym, usually about 4 to 5 times a week. We have a gym membership, so I have skin in the game. I am paying for it, which also means I'm more likely to go. I love group fitness personally because number one, it holds me accountable to doing my best work because there's other people in the room. Number two, I have to make a reservation, which makes it easy for me to block right into my calendar and make it part of my daily schedule, just like my morning huddle or taking my daughter to school. Several times a week, I'll also take a long hot shower or maybe a bath. I might do a face mask or wipe my teeth, just little things that make me feel good and look good. And yes, I also put these things on my calendar. Okay, once a week, I plan my entire week. I sit down at my computer, I look at my calendar, and I see where potential scheduling stress could come in. I seek ways to improve it. So I might ask myself, Do these appointments really get me closer to my goals this week? What is a project that I'm working on where I might not have enough space to complete it, and therefore I might feel anxious and I need to reprioritize? I go over these appointments that might concern my family with my children and my spouse or anybody else who might be involved, discussing carpool, who's taking who where, making sure everybody's on the same page. I also make sure I go into my calendar and block some time for white space so that I'm not booked back to back throughout the entire week. And I ask myself how I'm feeling and if it's time to lay on the gas this week or if it's time to tap the brakes if I'm not feeling like full throttle Lauren. A few times a month, I make sure to do something for myself that feels like a splurge, but really feeds my soul, like maybe a massage or a pedicure, maybe an expensive meal, maybe going out and getting my hair done. We also outsource the cleaning, and there is actual data that shows that people who outsource tasks they don't enjoy are statistically happier, which means at least once a month, my house is getting a deep clean, not by me, and living in that type of environment also just makes me feel better and happier. Every quarter, about once a quarter, I will take the time to audit my self-care goals for myself. I want to ask myself, what's working? What's not working? What do I need more of? What do I need less of? And then again, I go back to my schedule and make sure I'm actually putting in that time to do those things that I need. And lastly, every year, a few times a year, I travel with intention. Maybe it's lumped into a work trip, maybe not, but there's time for me to either be with my spouse, go visit friends, or have some downtime. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do and one of my values to experience new places and cultures. So it is definitely considered self-care to make sure that I'm doing that and feeding that part of myself. Building a self-care routine that feeds your mind, body, and soul is not easy. And your needs may change as your responsibilities in your family and business evolve. The biggest takeaway I have for you is don't wait until it becomes a problem. Find little ways to take care of yourself every day and stay top of your game by regularly checking in with yourself and be honest about what you need. If you are new to business this year and you want a step-by-step framework for freelancing the right way so that you're wasting less time piecing things together and have more time to have some self-care for yourself, check out the Free Mama Guide to Freelancing. You can find the link down below this video. If you are ready to step up your self-care game and looking for more ideas from moms like you, check out our Facebook group, The Free Mama Movement. And as always, if you liked today's video, please let me know by liking it below, subscribe and share it with your fellow mamas, and comment below with hashtag I am a free mama if you are going to prioritize how you take care of yourself. Ta-da! Okay. It didn't work out very well. Dang it. Goodness gracious.
Namaste. Anyway, that's probably more than you ever needed of me doing yoga.
Well, we're going to go with that.